How many more what-ifs can the Montreal Canadiens afford? How many more seasons can we spend talking about potential, about recovery, about the hope that a player might finally stay healthy and reach his ceiling? For a fan base as passionate and patient as ours, there comes a point where patience starts to wear thin, where the dream of future glory needs a tangible, immediate step towards reality. Isn't it time for what is a proven commodity? A guaranteed impact player who can elevate this team right now? The constant cycle of injury updates and optimistic forecasts, while understandable, can become a frustrating echo in the ears of those yearning for tangible progress. Well, a new trade proposal has ignited a firestorm of discussion, and it forces the Montreal Canadiens to confront this very question head-on. Heavy.com has floated an intriguing idea that could see the Habs finally land that elusive second-line center, a piece many believe is absolutely critical for this team to take the next significant leap. This isn't just about adding a player. It's about shifting the narrative, moving from a team perpetually building for tomorrow to one that is truly serious about competing today. The proposed deal involves acquiring Jared McCann from the Seattle Kraken, and it comes with a price tag. That demands a difficult decision: Kirby Dach and a 2026 second-round pick. This isn't a minor tweak. It's a foundational shift. It's a potential turning point that could redefine the Canadiens' offensive identity. Let's dissect this potential acquisition, starting with the man himself, Jared McCann. At 29 years old, McCann is not a project. He's a finished product, a consistent performer who has proven his worth in the NHL last season. He showcased his offensive prowess with an impressive 22 goals and 39 assists, accumulating 61 points in a full 82-game season. These are the kind of numbers that immediately slot him into a legitimate second-line center role, providing the kind of offensive punch and reliability that the Canadiens have desperately lacked behind Nick Suzuki. Imagine the impact of a player who can consistently produce 60-plus points, anchoring a line, creating space for wingers, and providing a secondary scoring threat that forces opposing teams to defend differently. His presence would not only bolster the second line, but also create a domino effect, allowing other players to settle into more suitable roles and deepening the overall offensive attack. Furthermore, McCann is currently in the fourth year of a 5-year, $25 million contract, which translates to an incredibly manageable cap hit for the Canadiens. This isn't a short-term rental. It's a multi-year commitment to a player who brings immediate value and long-term stability, all without breaking the bank or sacrificing future cap flexibility. He's a player who consistently shows up, stays healthy, and puts up points, a stark contrast to some of the recent experiences we've had. Now, we must turn our attention to the other side of this proposed transaction, and the player who would be heading to Seattle, Kirby Dach. This is where the emotional complexity of the deal truly comes into play. Dach, selected third overall in the 2019 NHL Draft, possesses undeniable talent. When he's on the ice, his size, skill, and vision are evident. He skates well for a big man, can make plays in tight spaces, and has the raw tools to be a dominant two-way center. Last season, before his season was tragically cut short by injury, he managed 10 goals and 12 assists for 22 points in 57 games with the Canadiens. Showcasing flashes of the player he could become, the promise is there, the potential is tantalizing. And the thought of giving up on such a high draft pick is naturally unsettling for any fan, however. The harsh reality that cannot be ignored is Dach's persistent struggle with injuries. His career has been a frustrating narrative of potential hindered by physical setbacks. In 3 seasons with the Canadiens, he has played a mere 117 games. That's less than half of the available games, a statistic that speaks volumes about the challenges he has faced. He's entering the final year of his 4-year, $13.45 million contract. And while he will be a restricted free agent at its conclusion, giving Seattle control over his rights, the underlying question remains. The Canadiens afford to continue waiting, hoping for a breakthrough in his health and consistency. It's a gamble, and for a team that desperately needs to take a tangible step forward. It's a gamble with significant implications for their immediate competitiveness. The emotional attachment to a high draft pick is strong, but at some point, a team must prioritize proven reliability over tantalizing, yet consistently elusive potential. This brings us to the fascinating and somewhat perplexing stance of the Canadiens' management. When executive Jeff Gorton was recently asked about the urgency of acquiring a new second-line center before the 2025-26 regular season, his response was telling. "No, I think we're comfortable. We know we're not a finished product." Continue. To search and try to improve our team always. A lot of people are talking about centers. We have centers in our organization, and we're comfortable with that for training camp. Comfortable? Is that a true reflection of the team's needs? Or a strategic deflection? While it's true that the Canadiens have a stable of young centers, including Nick Suzuki, Alex Newhook, and even Dach himself, the reality is that beyond Suzuki, none have consistently demonstrated the ability to be a true top-tier second line. Center in the NHL, Newhook is still developing, and Dach's injury history, as we've discussed, casts a long shadow. Being comfortable might be a luxury this team can no longer afford if they genuinely aspire to be a legitimate Stanley Cup contender. A true second-line center provides a crucial layer of depth, offensive punch, and defensive responsibility that separates good teams from great ones. If an opportunity to acquire a player of McCann's caliber arises, comfortable might quickly turn into regretful if they let it slip through their fingers. The time for being comfortable with potential might be over. The time for demanding performance might be now. The implications of this trade are far-reaching. For Montreal, it means an immediate and significant upgrade at a critical position. It means more offensive depth, a more balanced attack, and less pressure on Nick Suzuki to carry the entire offensive load down the middle. It means adding a player who knows how to produce consistently and stay in the lineup. For Seattle, they get a younger player with immense upside in Kirby Dach, who, if he can stay healthy, could become a cornerstone of their future. They also gain a valuable 2026 second-round pick, aiding their ongoing rebuild. This isn't just a player-for-player swap. It's a strategic move that addresses immediate needs for one team and future potential for another. It's a trade that could accelerate Montreal's timeline, signaling to the league and to their own players that they are ready to transition from a rebuilding phase to a competitive one. It's a move that says, we're not just hoping for the best, we're actively pursuing it. If this trade doesn't materialize, the Canadiens will continue to place a significant amount of hope and expectation on Kirby Dach's shoulders. General Manager Kent Hughes has expressed a cautious optimism regarding Dach's return, stating our hope is that he's ready to play, whether it's at the start of the season or sometime early in the fall. But we certainly have no intention of rushing him in any way. We need to bring Kirby back when he's ready to recover physically, and then be very careful and attentive to his return to games. This careful, patient approach is absolutely necessary for Dach's long-term health and career. However, it also highlights the inherent uncertainty. Hope is not a strategy for a team trying to contend. Careful and attentive means more time, more patience, and more questions about when or if Dach can truly become the impact player he was drafted to be. With only 117 games played in 3 seasons, the track record is concerning, and the pressure on him to perform when he does return will be immense. The team cannot afford to wait indefinitely for potential to materialize when proven talent is available. Ultimately, the proposed trade for Jared McCann forces the Montreal Canadiens to look themselves in the mirror and make a profound decision about their immediate future. Do they continue down the path of patience, hoping that potential blossoms and injuries subside, a path that has been fraught with frustration? Or do they seize an opportunity to add a reliable, impactful piece that instantly makes them a better, more competitive hockey club, signaling a clear intent to win now? This isn't just about acquiring a second-line center. It's about the team's ambition, its timeline, and its willingness to make the tough, perhaps emotionally challenging, decisions necessary to truly contend for the Stanley Cup. The comfortable path might be the safest, but sometimes the boldest moves are the ones that truly define a franchise and ignite a fan base. The time for what-ifs might be over. The time for what is knocking at the door. What are your thoughts? Canadiens faithful? Is this the move the Habs absolutely need to make right now, even if it means parting ways with Kirby Dach? Or do you believe in Dach's long-term potential enough to keep waiting? Share your opinions in the comments below, and if you found this discussion insightful, please make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth Canadiens analysis and passionate debate. Let's keep the conversation going.